Agenda 47, Trump seeks drug dealer executions and stop-and-frisk. Project 2025 has overshadowed Donald Trump's comprehensive Agenda 47, which he promises to enact if elected. See the crime plans, including a death penalty for drug dealers. Former President Donald Trump's acceptance address at the Republican National Convention covered many topics, however he left out numerous policy goals for a second term. Trump's 2024 campaign platform is Agenda 47. It differs from Project 2025 and proposes conservative education, immigration, and criminal policies. Joe Biden and the defund the police Democrats have turned our once great cities into cesspools of bloodshed and crime, Trump says in an Agenda 47 video. A recent research by neutral think tank Council on Criminal Justice finds violent crime in U.S. cities has virtually returned to 2019 levels before the pandemic and social upheaval. CCJ CEO and President Adam Gelb says there are three things to examine when measuring a policy's ability to discourage crime: its certainty, swiftness, and severity. Severity undermines certainty and swiftness, Gelb remarked. We'd be safer and fairer if we focused as much on certainty and swiftness as harshness. Here are some of Trump's crime-fighting ideas. How we arrived: local governments control police budgets, but the feds award money. Racial justice protests and the contentious defund the police movement increased after the 2020 police deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. After lawmakers failed to pass a police accountability measure in 2021, Biden issued an executive order in 2022 creating an accountability database, revamping civil rights violations prosecution, and mandating body-worn cameras for federal law enforcement. Today, recruiting police officers is one of the most cost-effective adult criminal justice initiatives, yet departments struggle to hire and keep them. After the 2020 protests, support for defunding the police declined quickly, even if most supporters preferred allocating funds to social community projects. Many groups urge police reform to address racial inequities. President Trump would order local law enforcement agencies receiving DOJ money to reinstate stop-and-frisk, strictly enforce gun laws, crack down on illegal drug usage, and work with ICE to arrest and deport criminal aliens. U.S. policy evolution. The 1968 case Terry v. Ohio allowed police to stop and touch down an armed person without probable cause. A federal judge decided in 2013 that stop-and-frisk in New York disproportionately targeted Black and Latino New Yorkers, violating their constitutional rights. Trump suggested stop-and-frisk for Chicago in 2018. Gelb said mandating local police agencies to execute the program would dramatically increase federal police governance power. Gelb said limited searches can find illegal guns now. According to The Trace, Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker has not ruled out using it to curb gun violence. The American Civil Liberties Union, which has settled with numerous communities to limit stop-and-frisk, argues it is unproductive, disproportionately employed against people of color, lowers community trust in police, and reduces crime reporting by people of color. Death penalty for narcotics and human traffickers. President Trump will order the DOJ to destroy every American gang, street crew, and narcotics network. Trump has also demanded the death sentence for narcotics and human smugglers. U.S. policy evolution. 21 states have the death penalty, 23 do not, and 6 have halted executions. The Death Penalty Information Center reports that no one is on death row for a felony other than murder since a 2008 Supreme Court ruling. Still, the U.S. is among the few nations that practice capital punishment. Today, fentanyl and other drugs are driving the U.S. overdose crisis, which has lasted a decade. The U.S. Sentencing Commission, which studies federal sentencing, received 18,900 drug trafficking cases in 2023, while the DPIC recorded 24 executions.